It's harsh, isn't it? I don't know if my lens is dark enough. Good, so it's the wrong type of lens. Just gets to fry the retinas.
Yes, you're correct. Yep. Good job.
I declare the 2018 Dickinson State University Fall Commencement open. Good afternoon. Please be seated. Hi, I'm Carmen Wilson, and I have the privilege of serving as the Provost and Vice President of Academic and Student Affairs here at Dickinson State University. Graduating students, families, friends, honored guests, faculty, and staff, welcome to Dickinson State University's Fall 2018 Commencement Ceremony. Prelude and processional music was provided by the DSU Jazz Band, conducted by Dr. Jeremy Wolitz. Thank you. As a housekeeping reminder, please be sure to turn off all cell phones and any other noise-making devices. Graduating seniors, today is your day, and what a great day it is. Today's ceremony represents conferral of your academic degree. It marks the completion of your Dickinson State University academic program of study, but not the end of your education or your journey of lifelong learning. Displayed on the stage today are the flags of the home countries of our graduating international students, the tribal flags of our graduating American Indian students, as well as our own flags of the United States of America, North Dakota, and DSU. Now I would like to introduce the members of the platform party. Please stand briefly as I call your name. Dr. Thomas Mitzel, President of Dickinson State University. Ms. Marilyn Lee, Associate Provost and Dean of Instruction. Mr. Marty Parsons, Vice President of Finance and Administration. Mr. Nick Hacker, Board Member, North Dakota State Board of Higher Education. Ms. Alicia Erickson, Member, Dickinson State University Alumni Association. Department chairs, please stand briefly as I call your name. From the College of Arts and Sciences, Dr. Kenneth Hott, Department of Fine and Performing Arts. Dr. Holly McBee, Department of Language and Literature. Dr. William Harris, Department of Mathematics and Computer Science. Dr. Craig Whippo, Department of Natural Science. And Dr. Stephen Doherty, Department of Social Science. From the College of Education, Business, and Applied Sciences, Dr. Chip Poland, Department of Agriculture and Technical Studies. Dr. Holly Grulke, School of Business and Entrepreneurship. Mr. Thad O'Donnell, Department of Health and Physical Education. Dr. Cheryl Lance, Department of Nursing. And Dr. Deborah Secord, Department of Teacher Education. I would also like to extend a special welcome to Ms. Rhonda Mitzel. Our designer for guests and students who are hearing impaired is Ms. Ann Robbins. Thank you, Ann. I would like to invite President Mitzel to the podium for his opening remarks.
Good afternoon, everyone. I almost want to say good summer afternoon, given the temperature outside. I want to officially welcome you to the 8th Annual Fall Commencement of 2018. And for those of you who may not be aware, it's a very special year for us as the university marks its 100th anniversary this year. So you students are at the cusp of a century of education and looking forward to a brand new century of education. And students, can I get you to stand, please? As Dr. Wilson said, today is your day. What a grand day it really is, and you should be extremely proud of what you've accomplished and where you've been and where you're going to go. What I'd like for you all now just to quickly turn around and take a look at the people who supported you on this trek, because education is not an individual pathway. It is one that is taken in with the support of others in many different forms. Some paid your bills, some answered the phone at 2 a.m. when you had a bad exam, wanted to call and talk to somebody, and they all did your laundry when you went home. So I would ask for the students this one time, give your support groups a round of applause. And you may sit. I want to start today with a quote by Sojourner Truth, women's rights supporter, as she was speaking at the Women's Rights Convention in Akron, Ohio in 1851. She was speaking about progress in America. And she said, progress in America does not usually begin at the top and among the few, but from the bottom and among the many. It comes when the whispered hopes of those outside the mainstream rise in volume to reach the ears and hearts and minds of the powerful. In essence, what she's saying is, if you want change, help make it happen. Do not wait for others to plot your course. We're living in a time period that many consider fairly tumultuous. If you think about technology, it's moving forward at a faster pace and can actually be governed. We're always trying to catch up. In 1980, there were 1,000 devices connected to the internet. By 2020, there will be 50 billion connected devices to the internet. An amazing change. People are now using devices to help monitor everything, from their houses to their health. It ranges from smartphones to wristwatches, armbands, and all articles of clothing. I'm not going to mention them all, but you can think about where people have put some of these technologies. By 2030, an estimated 800 million jobs may be lost worldwide to automation, ranging from data entry to dental and ophthalmology lab technicians to lawyers and to even us, the teachers. And we seem to be giving away our autonomy and responsibilities to machines and technical innovations. We do so every day. Outside of technology, there's a great divide in the political arena today, if you haven't noticed. If you do a Google search of political divide in the USA, you get 55,600,000 hits in 0.54 seconds. I read through some of those hits. None of them were positive. There are guidelines now for how to converse with family members at holidays, because you want to avoid political discussions. You want to keep away from what they're calling dangerous rhetoric. I bring back a statement from Eleanor Roosevelt in a quote she put forward to help us guard against tribal self-certitude, which has been a problem throughout the history of the United States. And she said, "It is not only important, but mentally invigorating to discuss political matters with people whose opinions differ radically from one's own. For the same reason, I believe it is a sound idea to attend not only the meetings of one's own party, but of the opposition. Find out what people are saying, what they are thinking, what they believe. This is an invaluable check on your own ideas." And she made that statement many years ago, and it's as apt today as it ever was. So why am I telling you all this? Just so that you know the world is scary? I'm telling you this because you should actually be quite excited and confident as you move into the next chapter of your lives. So let's look at the politics again. And as Sojourner Truth acknowledged, change comes from the whispered hopes of those outside the mainstream. Your generation is poised to help shape the future of your communities and the direction of our country and indeed the globe. Whether arguing in a liberal or conservative sense, your generation has an immensely large push toward community, communication, and working together than any generation before you. And that is an amazing, amazing change. The future's yours. But you need to be actively engaged moving forward to really craft this nation in a way that you wish. Don't sit on the sidelines. Jump right in. Have fun. And technology is always going to continue to change. In the late 1800s, they said they should close a patent office because everything that is worth discovering has been discovered. Late 1800s. Think about that one. The advancing technology opens countless opportunities. Most jobs are going to require interpersonal and critical thinking skills as well as creativity informed by data. You are going to be working with data, you are going to be working with technology, but the creativity, the interpersonal skills, working in groups is going to be something that you are going to have to help lead. Your liberal arts degree provided you that opportunity to develop the strengths in each of these areas and more. How many of you started semester-long projects, either in the laboratory or in the classroom, and the guidance you got from your professor was, find a topic of interest, dive in, and then come back and we can talk. So you started on day one not knowing where you're going to end up, not knowing really how to begin. But you got some guidance from your professor, you moved forward, and by the end of the semester, you had a beautiful work of art. But that project, having to work on something where you did not know the end point, where it was murky and vague and pushing through, helps make sure that you're confident in how you move forward in a changing environment. Think of the internships, for those of you who were on those internships, walking into a brand new business on day one, trying to fit into a whole new community, and doing so rather quickly. And for those of you who are in athletics, competing in front of a crowd, most often who don't notice the good things you do, but you make a mistake and everyone lets you know. Speaking to your classmates, your colleagues, formally and informally. How many of you enjoyed the first time you got up in front of the class to have to give a talk? Now, this was a lot of fun, wasn't it? But how many of you are now confident to do so? And it's that type of a skill that is going to ensure that you help lead this nation forward and do not get passed by as it goes along. You're better prepared due to the type of education you've sought. You just have to learn to forge your own path, work with others in positive and inspirational roles. Never back down as you pursue your dreams and career paths. Never back down. Eleanor Roosevelt also said, "The course of history is directed by the choices we make, and our choices grow out of ideas, the beliefs, the values, and the dreams of the people. It is not so much the powerful leaders that determine our destiny as the much more powerful influence of the combined voice of the people themselves." That is also as true today as it always has been. You want to be active. I'm going to end this with one more quote. We are steeped in Theodore Roosevelt history in the Dickinson area, and we have Theodore Roosevelt scholars sitting among you today. And Roosevelt had a quote about the man in the arena. And he stated, "It is not the critic who counts, not the man who points out how the strong man stumbles, or whether doer of deeds could have done them better.
The credit belongs to the man who is actually in the arena, whose face is marred by dust and sweat and blood, who strives valiantly, who errs, who comes short again and again. Because there is no effort without error and shortcoming. But who does actually strive to do the deeds, who knows great enthusiasms, the great devotions, who spends himself in a worthy cause, who at best knows in the end the triumph of high achievement, and who at worst, if he fails, at least fails while daring greatly. So his place shall never be with those cold and timid souls who neither know victory nor defeat. I will leave you with this hope, that you also want to be that person in the arena, that you also want to help shape everything as it goes forward. You're going to be taking care of me in 10 years. I want you to be as bold as possible. Be in the arena, get mud on your face, get blood on your face, but always move forward. Be the water that raises all ships. That is what I ask of you today. Congratulations once again, candidates, and this is a wonderful, wonderful day. Thank you. And you're not finished with me yet. I now have the distinct pleasure to introduce our State Board of Higher Education representative, Mr. Nick Hacker. Nick Hacker has served as a president of the North Dakota Guarantee and Title Company in Bismarck, North Dakota for 3 years. There he leads the state's largest title insurance and real estate closing company with 100 employees across 10 locations. Prior to his current role, Nick worked as a state government affairs manager for the American Land Title Association and the business development manager for Marcel Group Incorporated. In 2004, he made history by being the youngest person elected to a state senate, where he served North Dakota's District 42 for 4 years. As a native of Bismarck, North Dakota, Mr. Hacker holds a Bachelor of Business Administration in Managerial Finance from the University of North Dakota. He holds a certificate in legislative leadership from Bohe Institute. He has held memberships in the Rotary Club of Williston, where he was a secretary, American Land Title Association, North Dakota Land Trust Association, Greater North Dakota Chamber of Commerce, North Dakota Association of Builders, North Dakota Association of Realtors, North Dakota Bankers Association, and Independent Community Banks of North Dakota. On a personal side, I can say Mr. Hacker has been one of the greatest proponents for Dickinson State University in Dickinson that I've known. And he's become just a wonderful friend. I'm so happy that he has made the trip down to address this crowd. So please help me welcome Mr. Nick Hacker to the podium.
President Mitzel, thank you for the kind words. You would think all I do is volunteer. Good afternoon, and good afternoon, President Mitzel. Thank you for having me here today, faculty and staff, and importantly, family and friends that have supported these students who will become graduates and will no longer have to listen to President Mitzel tell them to when to stand and sit. Shortly, you'll be done with that. But most importantly, and thank you, parents, for entrusting your students with the North Dakota University system, and you should be proud. And thank you for your investment. Most importantly, to this fine group of Dickinson State University Blue Hawk graduates, on behalf of the State Board of Higher Education in the state of North Dakota, let me congratulate you on your educational achievements. I always look forward to coming to DSU. The soon-to-be graduates here are a testament of the success of the university, and we are excited to witness Dickinson State University's continuing transformation as it looks to build upon a new frontier with dual mission type of education here in Dickinson. DSU is one of the opportunity engines for North Dakota, and especially in Dickinson, and it is a gateway to our state's success. I'm thankful for the opportunity to be here, to meet with many of the people making this possible, including your steadfast leader, faculty, staff, and students. The faculty and the staff are truly the fabric that deliver student success. Like Dr. Eric Brevik, sitting down here today, who let me know that he is waiting on one student, so if it's one of you, to complete their final, He did say he would be available at 3 o'clock. But also amazing staff like Alicia Erickson and the many others. Alicia, in fact, was just recently awarded with the Above and Beyond Award this last quarter, and so very exciting for her. It is the board's responsibility to ensure higher education in the state of North Dakota is the best it can be. And the best it can be, especially at serving students, as well as the state of North Dakota. I'm happy to see this vision in action here today as we celebrate all of your accomplishments and the high quality of education that you have received here at DSU. As you walk up on this stage, remember this is just one, but a major, building block to your successful future. Every step you take from here and what you have learned both in and out of the classroom will help you build upon that foundation. Here at DSU, you have gained a great deal of knowledge. You've learned how to think critically, how to communicate effectively, but you've also learned to show up. And as Woody Allen puts it, showing up is 80% of success in life. These tools and a drive to show up will serve you well in both your life and career. I'm glad to see that you chose to continue your education here in North Dakota, and I encourage you to take the next step and embrace the many opportunities that lie ahead. As Gandalf in Lord of the Rings says, all we have to decide is what to do with the time that is given to us. I hope you invest that time wisely into good causes, great relationships, and for the benefit of others. By coming to DSU, showing up, and using your time wisely, you are more prepared now than ever before to pursue a career or continue your education. But life isn't always what it looks to be so positive about. Sometimes we find bumps in the road, and you will have many. And as President Mitzel talked about, technology will change your world, and it will continue to do so. Snapchat will no longer be the future. It will become the past, just like Facebook. But as Dory in Nemo says, when life gets you down, just keep swimming, just keep swimming. We look forward to you making North Dakota great and the world even a better place if you continue to swim. Congratulations to the class of 2018 on a job very well done.
Thank you, Mr. Hackern. We have a small gift as a token of our appreciation for your coming up here.
I'm wearing the one you gave
Yes.
me last year, the Dickinson State.
And our hope is you'll continue to come and we can continue to ply you with gifts.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Much appreciated.
It is my honor to introduce our student speaker for today's ceremony, Seth Moorkirky. Seth Moorkirky is the son of Joe and Stephanie Moorkirky of Gillette, Wyoming. Seth is the captain of the Blue Hawk football team and is a Theodore Roosevelt Honors Leadership Program scholar. Seth has been active in the university campus, participating in the Fellowship of Christian Athletes and History Society, and co-hosting the popular DSU show Hawk Talk. Seth has been involved in the community, volunteering with Best Friends Mentoring Program, and hosting the annual Illuminate Conference at Dickinson State University. Graduating with a Bachelor of Arts in Communication and a minor in Leadership Studies, Seth plans to become a pastor upon graduation and wants to stay in Dickinson to plant a church here someday. Seth.
I'll keep it now. Looking back at my 4.5 years here at Dickinson State University, I can't help but be extremely thankful. When I began my adventure here, I could have never guessed all the ways my life would change and grow as a result of DSU and the Dickinson community. And I don't think that is something that can be said about a lot of places in this world. Truly, the only complaint that I have about DSU is the amount of times I've had to input my username and password on campus in order to get Wi-Fi. Those of you who are mobile users know the pain of taking the time to finally get your Wi-Fi credentials set, only to have the system kick you off less than an hour later and make you do it all again. There are a lot of dimensions of my life that would seem like they need to be separate from each other, but at DSU, that isn't the case. I felt like every part of me could intertwine and exist with the others. For example, I've had the incredible honor to be a part of the great Blue Hawk football tradition for the past 5 years. And I also had the opportunity to take part in one of DSU's plays last spring. To some, these two events might seem like they're completely opposite of each other, but at DSU, that isn't. People from all over the world and all walks of life can find something or multiple things that they belong to here. And I believe that is one of the greatest aspects about this school. After all, everybody in the world is just looking for a place to call home. And Dickinson State University has become that place. And here's why. It's because of the people. Over the past year or two, I've started to discover that the purpose of life can be summed up in one word: relationship. Relationships are a place of joy and comfort, and they are also a place of tension and turmoil, but that's the only way we really grow. Relationships are the reason we exist in this world, and relationships are the reason that I love Dickinson State University so much. I started to notice that DSU was a special place when professors from my freshman year would say hi to me by name 2 or 3 years after I had class with them. And to me, that is extremely significant. One of the biggest reasons I chose this school is because I knew the student-to-teacher ratio was small and that I could get a very personalized education. But I didn't realize how true this statement was until I shared these moments with my professors years later. And because of it, I now recommend all these professors and their classes to my friends, and I soon will be recommending them to my sister who is transferring here. From my freshman year to my junior year, I worked at the front desk of Stockton Library, where I learned so much about different areas of the world because of the other student workers I was with. They would tell me stories about their homes in South Korea and in Serbia and in Canada, and it would blow my mind that they would move from so far away to come to school in North Dakota. But I soon realized we all came here for some of the same reasons. And from those personal encounters, I learned that although we might have different stories from our past and different dreams for the future, we are all so much more similar than we are different. And that is one great reason we can have hope for what is to come in the future. I think DSU is one of the only schools where you get the opportunity to know the faculty and even the president on a personal level. I've heard that the president of Rocky Mountain College wears his Vans shoes to work, which I think is very cool and something you should start to adopt, Dr. Mitzel. But I haven't heard of a president who is continually seen walking and talking around campus like the ones we've had here, and I'm very grateful for that. I'm also grateful that Dr. Mitzel has such an active Twitter account, because it has presented a very unique opportunity for me. Via a couple of tweets over the past few years, I've requested not 1 and not 2, but 3 snow days for the DSU community, in the name of student safety, of course. And President Mitzel granted all 3 of them, which means that I'm 3 for 3 in requesting snow days. And for that, I say you're welcome, DSU. Yeah. The community surrounding Dickinson State has had such a huge impact, not only on my education, but also on my personal growth. I like to tell people I've grown from a boy into a man, and then back into a boy again over the past few years, because I've realized that life is better when you are able to dream and think and fail and then grow alongside your best friends because you know you are a child who is loved by your father. In fact, that is what I consider to be success. Over the years, I've met people who graduated from DSU when it was the Teachers College, and people who came to DSU when the mascot was the Savages. Hearing their stories and other stories of the past 100 years at Dickinson State brings chills to my body and makes me want to be like them and the thousands of other unique and thoughtful people who are DSU graduates. This community also gave me the opportunity to become a host of the popular DSU show Hawk Talk, because 2 alumni, Nate Easton and Parker Robinson, were brave and a little bit crazy enough to believe that a sports talk show would become a community favorite in Dickinson. And now it really has, because of their hard work. There are people in the DSU and Dickinson community who have taught me how to dream a little bit bigger than I might originally want to, and people who have continued to help me up after I have fallen down in failure. And for that, I say thank you. One person in particular I say thank you to is Tyler Doohan, because he has changed my life. Tyler is our campus FCA rep, but he has become one of my best friends. He and his wife Kelsey welcomed me into their lives when I was just a freshman, not really knowing who I was or what I was supposed to do in life. I've now had the opportunity to travel across the world to Africa with him, watch their 2 little girls grow up in front of my eyes, discover who I am as a child of God because of their gentle presence, and realize that our dreams turn into reality when we continue to hope and believe with childlike faith that they someday will come true. It is because of DSU that some of the most important events in my life happened, and some of the most important people have come into my life. Whether it was discovering where I fit in with 5 other roommates, all with different personalities and still the same amount of messiness as me, or walking up and down that giant, wonderful hill that gives DSU the nickname the College on the Hill, or even embracing my role as a mentor to younger students who were just like I was at their age, scared and unsure of the future. It's all been such a beautiful journey for one reason, and that's family. This DSU family has surrounded me when I've needed to be vulnerable. It's fought for me and even fought with me at times when we've disagreed. It's kept me close and pushed me away when it knew I needed to experience more of life. And it's been a constant source of joy in my life for the past 5 years. After all, that's what family is. So today, as you walk out of this building, I want you to take a few moments to pause and look around at its beauty. Whether it's the buildings or the people here, life exists here at Dickinson State. You just have to stop and notice it. And now to finish, I want to extend one more specific thank you to the community that has been my home for the past 5 years. Dickinson State University, you have completely changed my life.
Thank you, Seth. That was wonderful. At this time, I want to introduce our musical interlude. A special music will be provided today by the DSU Chamber Singers, directed by Dr. Brent Rogers. It is entitled I Am Alive, music by Greg Jaspers.
Thank you, Dr. Rogers and the Chamber Singers. Wasn't that fantastic? How about we show them one more time how much we liked it? On behalf of the faculty whom I represent today, I extend to you, the candidates for graduation, our most sincere congratulations on the completion of your degree programs. As you will note, the candidates are wearing blue robes and blue or gray stoles. A blue stole signifies the attainment of a Dickinson State University's associate's degree. Gray signifies the attainment of a Dickinson State University bachelor's degree. The history of academic regalia dates back to the 1300s and evolved from clerical dress with the primary functional purpose of being warm. And I can tell you, these are, in fact, very warm. The winter, it's not so bad. Spring gets a little trickier. Robes vary in terms of fabric, length, sleeves, and chevrons, all of which denote aspects of the degree earned. Some of our candidates will graduate today with honors. Their names and honor recognitions are listed in the program. They are also designated by gold cords or silver medallions. The gold cords symbolize academic honors. The silver medallions, inscribed with the university seal, designate the students who are graduating with Theodore Roosevelt Honors Distinction. The degrees being conferred today are the Bachelor's of Science in Engineering degree. This includes elementary, secondary, and physical education. A Bachelor of Science degree in disciplinary fields such as agriculture, business, and exercise science. The Bachelor of Arts degree in disciplinary fields such as art, English, history, communication, and theater. A Bachelor of University Studies degree, and associate degrees in disciplines as listed in the program. Will the candidates for all degrees please stand? Dr. Mitzel, the records of these candidates have been examined and they have fulfilled the requirements for graduation for the appropriate academic degree as set forth by the North Dakota State Board of Higher Education and Dickinson State University. Therefore, I recommend the awarding of the appropriate degree that each candidate may enjoy the rights, honors, and privileges as pertaining to that degree.
By the authority vested in me by the State Board of Higher Education and the State of North Dakota, I hereby confer upon you the academic degree which you have completed, graduates. Congratulations. Now, the first action you must take as a graduate is to move the tassel from the right-hand side to the left, signifying that you have now earned your degree. We seem to have done that quite well. The next task will be a little more tricky, but I'd like for you to now approach the platform and receive your diplomas.
Seth Robert Moorkirky. Cole Michael Bilbrey. Brenda K. Dalanak. Alexandra Marie Rieger Kempenik. Natalie Victoria Nunez. Wade Douglas Pearson. Elizabeth Marie Walliser. Laura Sue Zacharias. Andrew Edward Alt. Jonathan Mengistu Aman. Caitlin Mackenzie Anderson. Sabrina Lynn Carter. Ariel Dembele. Jalen M. Hendrickson. Peyton Anna Hinn. Derek Lee Heather. Cassidy Marie Hushka. Eden Christina Jackson. Nadia Kim. Amy Teresa Kraft. Stacy Jane Munga. Sarina Elizabeth Schaff. D. Franklin Clement Smith. Jordan Ann Sparby. Lane Chelsea Walby. Dogan and Soyal. Jarrell Lee Hall. Nessa Lee Iverson. Tate Joseph Schwegler. Diana Stefania Alaco. Cambria Ray Morales. Stephen Anthony Cook. Mitchell Aaron Mayerer. Bailey Claire Waldall. Creston Michelle Orcutt.
We would also like to acknowledge our online graduate, Miranda Weber, who is earning a degree in Bachelor of Science with a major in Business Administration. Miranda resides in Gordon, Georgia. It is my pleasure at this time to present all the Fall 2018 graduates. So once again, graduates, I'm going to ask for you to stand. And this time we're going to be clapping for you. Way to go. And parents and everybody out there, faculty, give yourselves a round of applause for making sure that you got everyone to this stage. I would like to now introduce Ms. Alicia Erickson, who will say a few words on behalf of the DSU Alumni Association. Ms. Erickson is a 2000 graduate of Dickinson State University. She is originally from Dagmar, Montana, and she worked in the Office of Enrollment Services from 2000 to 2011 and is currently the Director of Alumni Relations. Please help me welcome Alicia to the podium.
On behalf of the DSU Heritage Foundation and the DSU Alumni Association, I am proud to say congratulations, graduates. Welcome to the Alumni Association at Dickinson State University. Being an active alum means staying connected with your alma mater. Whether it is updating your address when you move or coming back to DSU for a football game, you are always going to be welcomed home. The professors, coaches, staff, and the students are always excited to see graduates of Dickinson State University. You have been a part of our Blue Hawk family for a while. Even though you are graduating today, it doesn't mean you will not still be a part of the family. You will forever be a Blue Hawk. My hope for you is that you feel the same commitment and passion for your alma mater as I do. I love Dickinson State University. It brings a smile to my face every day that I make my morning commute to campus and park in front of the Blue Hawk Blue building, which is the home to the DSU Heritage Foundation. The colors of the building scream Blue Hawk pride, and that is exactly what I feel in my heart. I hope when you drive by campus, whether it is May Hall, the Ag Building, or the Henry Bijou Activity Center, that you feel the same pride. When you come home to DSU, I hope you get the excitement when you see your former professors, coaches, and staff members. Hopefully, you will want to share the same stories when you reunite with your classmates and teammates in 10, 20, or even 50 years. For the family members here today, you will forever be a part of the Blue Hawk family. You may clearly remember the day that your son, daughter, niece, nephew, grandson, granddaughter, husband, wife, or cousin announced they would be furthering their education at Dickinson State. The pride you felt on that day is probably similar to the pride you are feeling today. Let it soak in. You allowed your loved one to enrich our lives for the past few years, and for that, we are grateful. Graduation wouldn't be complete without a gift. So graduates, stop by the DSU Heritage Foundation after graduation or find me at the reception and I will give you a special t-shirt commemorating your graduation from DSU and also welcoming you into the Alumni Association. Congratulations.
Thank you very much, Alicia. There will be a reception for all graduates and friends outside of the auditorium immediately following commencement, and we hope that you can stick around and visit with us for a while before you depart campus today. At this time, I'd like to bring Dr. Carmen Wilson back up to the podium.
Before we sing our alma mater, I would like to give our sincere appreciation to those who have made this ceremony what it is today. So our commencement committee, led by our registrar, Kathy Meyer, our tech people up in the back, Anthony Willer, who is streaming the video so that our loved ones who are not able to be here with us can watch this ceremony, and Jarvis Yanner for these spectacularly bright lights. Right? As well as our physical facilities crew and everyone else. So thank you all very much. Now, as is our tradition at the end of each commencement ceremony since 1920, please stand and join me in singing the Dickinson State Alma Mater. The words are printed on the back cover of your program, or of the commencement program. After the alma mater, DSU's Distinguished Educator of the Year, Ms. Amy Cass, will come forward to declare commencement closed. We ask that you please remain seated as the platform party, followed by the faculty, then students, recess from the auditorium to the reception.
I declare the 2018 Dickinson State University Fall Commencement Ceremony closed.